What's up, everybody? It's Jotham from Top of the Standings, and I know what you guys are thinking right now. Is this another episode of Top of the Standings? Well, yes and no. Still got the two great co-hosts, Andrew Hale and Jotham Israel, but we're gonna give you guys a little insight on our sports experiences, and this is why we came up with the Top of the Standings Story Time Special. And boy, do I have a story souped up for you, Andrew.
Let's go. I'm looking forward to hearing it.
Yeah, definitely. So we're gonna take this way back to when I was in eighth grade. Well, I shouldn't say way back because that was only 3 years ago, but still, we're gonna take it back to middle school. This was the last week of eighth grade. We had a gym class, and it was basically a free day because it was the last gym class, and me being me, I wasn't really the most respected in terms of athleticism. I really was not the most respected, especially on the basketball court where all, people our age think about is hooping, hooping,
yeah.
hooping, and literally nothing else. Maybe a little football, definitely not no soccer, baseball, or hockey.
Yeah.
You know, so I was very, underappreciated on the court. But the gym, I asked if I could play two ball, and I always got turned down by my classmates. And so the gym teacher's like, Jotham, don't worry, man, I got you next game. I was like, thank you. And after the next game, they was like, hey, fool, let me in. Hey, fool, let me in. And the gym teacher was like, nah, let Jotham play. They're like, oh, come on, man. Jotham can't hoop, man. This and that. Blah, blah, blah. Man, Jotham can't hoop. He weak. Oh,
Tell
man.
me you proved him wrong. Tell me you proved him wrong.
Hold your horses, buddy. Hold your
Okay.
horses.
Okay.
But seriously though, I was just standing there like, oh man. And then now, if you don't know how two ball works, for those out there that don't know about two ball, it's a little basketball mini game where you and another teammate have to shoot from all five spots, major spots, from the 3 point line. You got to shoot threes from the corner, two from the wings, and one from the top of the arc. And whoever finishes their set of 3 pointers wins the game as a team. So that's how two ball works. But I was inserted into the game along with, and my teammate was a dude who was respected as a dude um in the classrooms, but people knew he couldn't really play basketball or anything like that because he was so small.
Mm-hmm.
Um and so we both had a lot of adversity. Although I had the more emotional adversity, he just had the man, you can't hoop type adversity. I had the man, this dude can't hoop type of adversity. You know, that's really what it was like. But before you start the game, and this is what we have to do. What we had to do is the person under the basket has to make a layup. They have to tap the opponent's basketball and then make a layup, and then you can start passing to your teammate for 3 pointers.
Mm-hmm.
I tapped my opponent's ball. He made his layup, and keep in mind these were layups right under the basket. I am not good with standing layups.
Yeah.
Um,
Those can be tricky.
yeah, it's like mini jump shots, but it's really close, and it's just like it's easy to mess those up if you're not you know focused or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I missed my layup, and everybody went crazy off the jump. They're like, "Oh my god, this dude is weak, man!" And everybody's raging like they should not put this dude in a game, man. And so, my teammate he goes toe to toe with his opponent and stuff like that, and they finished. The one teammate, my opponents, finished their set before his. Now it's on to the next dude for the win. And so I'm thinking, come on, buddy, you can do this. And he makes his last 3 pointer. Now it's my turn to start making threes. And I'm going head to head with a dude on the basketball team all of a sudden.
Mm.
I find myself huge underdog, a lot of adversity on my shoulders, and I'm going up against a dude that is on the basketball team. That is like a
Yeah.
Hollywood script right there.
Yeah. That the classic underdog against the favorite. Let's hear
Mhm.
how it unfolded.
So I was immediately showered with, "Come on, Jotham, you can do this, man." I'm like, weren't y'all? I'm thinking, weren't you guys just telling me that I could not hoop and I didn't belong in the game? I was mesmerized. I was like, maybe because they saw that my teammate could shoot, maybe they think, oh, well, shoot, he can shoot. Maybe Jotham can shoot too.
Hey, or maybe they thought of like the good underdog story. Maybe they wanted to see it. The underdog finally succeeding.
Yeah, and me and the basketball player, we went back and forth with the threes. Like once he made a three, I made a three. I made a three, he made a three, and then next thing we know, we're both on our last 3 pointer. We're both in the corner, and I'm starting to get tired a little bit,
Mm,
and it's sudden death, man. I knew if he makes the 3 pointer, I lose, but if I
yeah.
make it, I win. But I'm thinking to myself, I'm thinking I'm focusing myself solely on the shots that I'm putting up, and I'm noticing they're not far enough. I need to put more into it, and I'm basically just Jimmy Neutroning the sciences of releases and stuff like that.
Mm,
And um, dudes are like, "Oh man, it was so intense because we both kept missing after one another, and it
yeah.
was so intense." But then I took a moment to calm myself down, even though I risked giving him an extra shot. I was just like, all right, let me calm down because I'm tired, and I just keep jacking up shots. And then the very next shot, I hear somebody say before I release the ball, "Come on, Jonathan, just calm down and shoot, man. It's all right." And then I let one go, and it looked online. It looked online. Everybody was getting excited a little bit, and then I made the shot. I made the
Hey.
freaking shot before he did in sudden death. And next thing I know, I am running across the gym looking like I just hit a buzzer beater. And and everybody is literally coming off the bench, coming off the gym seats, coming out of the wing, they were people were pouring in everywhere,
Yeah.
and dudes were literally running to me screaming, and I couldn't help but just digest the just oh so good feeling that that I just that I just endured. I was just like, and we were all just screaming, yeah, collectively. It was so awesome. And next thing I know, man, I find myself getting kind of tackled to the ground, and next thing I know, there's a dog pile on me. I'm like, so this is what it feels like to have a dog pile on you.
So
It felt so good.
that reminds me of the UMBC versus Virginia 16 versus 1 story. Wow.
Yeah.
That was just
It
that's a feel good type story.
yeah, it felt so good. And I saw the look on the dude's face, the basketball player, he was
Yeah.
shocked. He was shocked. He wasn't embarrassed, but he was just shocked. He was like a good kind of shocked, a good kind of embarrassed. He was like, even though he lost, it's like Jotham won. That was the
Yeah.
bigger storyline, obviously.
Yeah, that's just a like I said, a feel good type story. And it was very exciting. I like how you just put that picture into my head of just the anxiety in the crowd and everyone almost like holding their breath and like the slow motion shot into the basket and then at the end the celebration with the dog pile. It was a
Yes,
great
and you
story.
want to know what's funny? That's only half of it.
What? Really?
Yes, that is literally only half of this story.
Wow.
Crazy, isn't it?
And yeah, that I'm as shocked as the player on the other team.
Yeah, and I was looking around. Everybody was still celebrating. It was like, and then everybody was like, come on, next game, next game." And winner stays on the court. So I had another game on my hands, man. And
Ooh.
I was just like, I'm just sitting here like, all right, who's next? I wasn't overconfident, but I was just ready to get back to playing
Yeah.
because I wanted to play again. I was so happy to see that they wanted me to play again. I was like, it felt so good. Like you said, it was a feel good moment.
Yeah, you got to keep that momentum. You got to keep on. You got to stay on the floor.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm facing off against a couple of dudes who aren't on the team, but they can hoop.
Yeah.
Um, and so um, my homie, my teammate, I think he got himself into a little slump. So I was a bit behind when I started shooting my 3 pointers,
Mhm.
and I think when when I got to the second wing shot, I mean when I got to my first wing shot, he was on his last corner shot.
Mm.
So I had to work up some magic.
Yeah.
Um, so I made a three, and I put myself on the top of the arc.
Okay.
And so I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out my shot, but I'm thinking, you know what? It's okay. It's at the top of the arc. I can make it. I can make this top of the arc within 3 tries. And so I made the shot from the top of the arc, and the dude is still at the corner, missing. He needs one shot to
Mm.
win. That's his last shot.
Yeah.
He needs one shot to win. And so I made the shot from the top of the arc, and everybody's like, "Uh oh, no, hold on, it ain't over yet." The very next shot I made from the second wing. I made 2 threes in a row, and it was like,
Yep.
"Oh, it's not over yet. It's not
Heating
over.
up.
It's not
Heating
over."
up.
And everybody started getting excited, but I'm trying my best not to pay attention to it because I'm trying to pull the upset again. Just to I really wanted to see the reaction to if I would have made the comeback.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so he and I go back and forth in the corner. I find myself sudden death once again, and I wasn't as lucky this time. He made the shot before I did, and I was kind of dejected. I was like, "Dang it, man!"
Mm.
Everybody's like, "Oh," but then everybody was cheering me after that. They was like, "Man, Jotham, that was a good fight, man. Yeah." And I was like, they're cheering me even though I lost.
Hey,
Oh,
they're still rooting for the underdog.
still rooting for the underdog. And Andrew, it felt so awesome, man, because you know I felt like, and I still do nowadays. I felt like an outcast
Hmm.
because I felt like I was different. And although I don't have any mental disabilities or special physical disabilities or anything like that, I still felt like I was, you know, different from most of my peers. And
Hmm.
seeing that they came together in support of me after being so against me initially, it really felt wholesome, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that was a again. We've said this before. I'll say it again. A feel good story.
Yes, definitely. And, at the end of the day, I went home feeling really good about myself, not just as a shooter, but just as a person, because it felt so wholesome. Like you said, it was a feel good story. It felt really good to be on the right side of that. And I titled that Jotham's 8th grade shootout.
Wow, that was a very fantastic and just you know I'm sure it got listeners on the edge of their seat, just waiting to hear what happens next. Like I said, put a picture in, like you just visualized it perfectly. You great imagery, fantastic.
Yeah, people tend to tell me I'm a really good storyteller, which is kind of why I came up with the idea of this little bonus mini series, because I know I have the storytelling, but and I'm thinking, well, if I tell really good stories and my partner, my coworker has a lot of really good stories, and I mean a lot of them. I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe we should dedicate a little special little mini bonus, um, just to complement the top of the standings.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like you said, we have a lot of good stories in the vault, and I bet you are, I am. I'm definitely looking forward to getting those stories and letting our viewers know a little bit about us.
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad I got the chance to share that story because it was so symbolic of me. But man, I can't wait to hear what stories you have on tap in the future.
Yes, it should be exciting.
Yeah, man. But guys, this is the story time special. Um, this is the little mini bonus series to complement the top of the standings podcast. I want to thank you guys for listening. We'll see you guys next week. All right, peace.